It is a very exciting day, at least for me now, because I know, and if you've been around on the channel for a long time, you also know as well that it hasn't been exactly smooth sailing over the past few months in terms of technical difficulties. They've been like fairly consistent, and that's obviously not where I want to be. But very recently, I have purchased the Elgato 4K HD MP 740. I don't. There are a bunch of numbers involved. I don't really know what it is. I'm not like a computer guy. I don't really get how it all works, but I have to do it for my job, obviously. But I got the Elgato something. It's how I capture the gameplay, and this one has no delay. So everything's in real time. I don't have to mess with offsets and worry about different programming or programs screwing up in the recording. It just actually works. So everything is in real time, finally, for once. So there shouldn't be any sync issues at all for anything. So that's awesome. Also, it's super high quality. So if you guys could see a change in the actual quality of this, that's awesome. Also, I changed some face cam settings around. I feel like, and I'm not a conceited guy, except for I am. I feel like it looks pretty good. I don't know. But today, after a long-winded intro of a minute and a half of rambling, we are revisiting the Minnesota Vikings rebuild. And let me tell you something. Wow. Is this team amazing? Definitely one of the best teams I've ever built in Madden 20. It's phenomenal. And that's not even factoring in some of the guys that we got in the final years of the rebuild that ended up having superstar X Factor at running back Xavier Conley, who looks like he could be a beast. But we also have Dalvin Cook, who's a 92 overall. We have a new quarterback in James Warner out of Wisconsin, who is a young player who we're going to have to pay over the course of this. The offensive line is quite good. A lot of young players, including Justin Crawford, who we drafted out of Louisville. He's going to be going into a contract year. The offensive line's awesome. Brian O'Neill's really the one weak point, and he's not even a bad overall. He just has normal development, and he's not even particularly old. It's just 27. Irv Smith Jr. in here. Great tight end for us. The receiving core is amazing. We got Stephon Diggs and Will Fuller, both with superstar development. We have Adam Thielen, who has superstar X Factor. He is 33. He's definitely going to be gone. But underneath him, we drafted some good players. Andrew Lopez looks to be pretty solid, pretty young as well. We have Olabisi Johnson, a.k.a. I think he just goes by BC now. Pretty solid, although I don't really think he's going to stay around that long. And then the defense is unreal. Anthony Barr has superstar X Factor, even though he's definitely getting a bit older in this now. He's got to be 30 plus. He's 31. Harrison Smith, same deal. We need to improve on him. He's 34. And then we have Carl Calhoun, who looks like he's a beast. We have Jelani Tavai, who's developed quite well. Minka Fitzpatrick. Marshawn Lattimore is superstar development, 96 overall. We have Vincent Clemens, who we drafted out of North Dakota State, 88 overall, just 25 years old. Superstar X Factor, 97 speed, man coverage over 90. We have Von Miller, Chris Jones, great defensive lineman in general. Matt Austin out of San Diego State, looks like he's a stud, 90 block shed. Daniil Hunter is superstar dev, 90 overall. We have this Agnew fella, 84 overall. He's almost an 85. Also young, also talented. He's more of a zone cover guy, 94 zone coverage. Maybe move him back to safety. And who could forget the most overrated cornerback in Texas history, Chris Boyd. I'm a big Texas Longhorns fan. He was hyped up every game. They're like, this guy is one of the best DBs in the nation. I'm like, no, he isn't. Watch him play even once. You can figure out in a second how bad he is. And he went undrafted. There was this Twitter draft analyst who's just someone that gets paid for idiot opinions. And I feel like I have a way better grasp of scouting and those type of things. Yet he has credibility because he works for CBS. He's like, oh, Chris Boyd could be a first-round pick. I'm like, no, he couldn't. And then he goes undrafted. Anyway, enough about him. I'm more relevant. I really am. It's not like a humble flex. I seem like a dick right now, but it is true. So Super Bowl, we won the Super Bowl, and that's always nice. It's always nice to win the Super Bowl. But we're gonna go ahead and advance to the offseason, where who knows what could happen, honestly, because I don't know who's gonna be an impending free agent. I almost never sign him. I don't know how much money we're going to have. Probably not a lot, but if Irv Smith is the top guy, that'd be fantastic because he's just an 86 overall, which means not a lot of big free agents. Garrett Bradbury is someone we might want to bring back. Drew Samia's here. It actually isn't bad, but doesn't really make any sense to retain him. Jelani Tavai is someone we'd like to bring back, probably. Irv Smith Jr. is a stud, but what is he going to cost? How much money do we have? We don't have any money. So there goes that answer. We have absolutely no money for Irv Smith. We have no money for Jelani Tavai. We have no money for Garrett Bradbury, which means that we are in a very, very tough position. But that's okay because we have the draft. I'm not really sure what picks we have, and we're not going to be able to sign anybody in free agency. But that's kind of the appeal of revisiting these rebuilds. And that was a big change they made to Madden 20, is you just can't retain everybody you want. Because the way they rework contracts, you have to make those tough decisions about, okay, who can you afford to retain on the team? Who can you re-sign? And who's going to have to be a casualty, and who's going to go to free agency? So that's always a fun part of these, but I'm excited for the draft. I'm excited to move on, play with the team, see how things are going. We're going to do some fifth-year options and then hopefully draft some stud replacements. So we pick at number 32 overall. Of course, we won the Super Bowl. We still have our pick. And what position do we really need to improve on? Center, tight end, and outside linebacker. Or those are the three big positions we lost. So we need center very badly. There really aren't any backups we can have. Tight end's a big one. Although, we can definitely afford to move some guys around. Like, Adam Thielen is someone that probably could be a candidate to be released. The penalty isn't even bad. If we're looking to win the Super Bowl next year, he kind of needs to be on the team. And then, Harrison Smith, probably, we need a safety. He's down to an 80. Anthony Barr is regressing as well. Big penalty there, so it doesn't really make sense to cut him after his big contract. Von Miller is a big contract that's regressing as well. Anthony Barr is probably a candidate to be cut. Carl Calhoun's a beast. Ferguson is a 78 overall. He can actually probably play. And then Von Miller is he's old. He's 34 years old. But it doesn't make sense to cut him either. So basically what's probably going to end up happening is next year, Anthony Barr and Adam Thielen both are going to get cut. But let's go ahead, look in the draft, look at some players we might add to the team, see what we can really do. And, of course, you'll see what happens as I figure out what's going to happen. Okay, there's some nasty running backs late in the draft, like Clinton Williams and Jermichael Rawls. Why are they so far down? I love that. But we don't really need running back, but best player available sometimes, right? Maybe we'll move one to tight end. That's a terrible fit. The number 1 overall pick was a 68 overall quarterback. That is funny. But there looks to be some very, very good players based on some of these overalls popping out. Falcons get a stud QB, 75 overall. Probably should have been the first overall pick, but yikes. Okay, so Anthony Barr, a 5 and a 3 next year, are headed to Philadelphia for number 15 overall. We've made a big trade to move up. And I think it's going to pay off greatly. I told you Anthony Barr was definitely a candidate to get cut. So people always ask me why I don't trade them. Sometimes they just don't have the value, and the cap hit works the same because you're still losing them. They're still owed that money. But we're going to cut him anyway, either this year or the next year. And I'd rather draft a great player. Now Perry Wallace looks to be decent, just a little bit slow. So I'm actually going to go for Xavier Raymond, who looks like just an absolute stud. 6'3", 244. He's a speed rusher type. But here's the very interesting thing about Xavier Raymond to me, is that his tackle is very, very high, and his pursuit is very, very high, which to me says that he can play off the ball. Those are off-the-ball skills, tackling, pursuit. So I think that he's going to be a monster for us. Going to play that outside backer role. And he is a 78 overall, star better development, number 4 in the class. We took him at 15. That's a great, great pick. I mean, he's just very well-rounded. His coverage is terrible, but he's got great block shed, finesse moves, speed, hit power, tackle. He just does everything really well. He's maybe not the best off-the-ball linebacker. Like, he's maybe not unbelievably talented in any one way, but he's so well-rounded that I think he's going to be so versatile and so effective for us. All right, so I'm trading first-round pick for a center. I know he's only a 78 overall, but he's also only 22 years old, and center is such a big position, and this really isn't even a big downgrade on Garrett Bradbury. 78 overall. I was wishing he'd have star development, which he doesn't, but that's fine. I basically had to trade what pieces we had in order to improve that spot. I didn't want to deal with the cap hit of that first round pick. I didn't want to take a player there, so I would rather just acquire a decent player who's going to be a starter for us, and then use some of our later picks in the draft to see if we can improve the team still, depending on who's still available and what player we might end up going with to improve our squad. And there are some good players here. Who is the right one? Maybe all of them. We're going to go Anthony Beasley here out of USC. He is a 75 overall with star or better development. Number 17 in the class. We took him at 64. Speed is not really his strong suit. His zone coverage is pretty good. He's pretty well-rounded. Nice tackling. How is he a 75 overall, though? That seems a bit high considering some of his abilities. I guess it's just another guy who's well-rounded rather than, just like a beast at any one thing. All right, we're going to trade down for a third rounder next year. And probably do the same with the fourth round pick. See you guys at the end of the draft. All the players are off my draft board, so what are you going to do? So it was a pretty strong draft class, and there was a right guard who was a 79 overall, went near the end of the second round, only normal development, but is a very, very good player. Would have been a cool guy to draft, but I don't even think we had him scouted. But a number of really great players here. And those halfbacks were quite good. We just missed out on this one. Would I have drafted him anyway? I think I still would have taken the safety. But very, very solid player. Fun draft. And we'll go ahead and advance to the next season. We have got a very solid team still. We just kind of have to decide what to do with some of these players that are near the end of their tenure with the team. Stefan Diggs is down to a 98 from a 99, so I don't know if that's regression based. I assume it is, although we won't be able to see it. But I assume it, or maybe we would have been able to. Is Will Fuller regressing now that he's 29? I expect that they would have. I guess it would have hit Super Bowl week, though, and we can't see it. Adam Thielen, yeah, there it is. He regressed a lot. 85 overall. He's probably going to get cut at some point. We just need to improve upon that position. I guess some of these overalls are down due to morale. I guess that would be another big thing. Got Dalvin Cook, though. We have a number of great players. Just kind of have to figure out where these guys fit. Calhoun is going to be our middle linebacker. I don't know why he's kicked outside. Ferguson's going to be our left outside linebacker. And then we're going to have that rookie outside linebacker play on that right side. So this is the team for the first year of this rebuild revisit. Kind of have things in an order where I'd like them to be. Still need a tight end really bad. Might sign one. Defense still looks really solid. Harrison Smith is going to take a backseat to the rookie just because I want him to get the most amount of snaps. So I figure starting him definitely is the move. And I don't know, he looked like he could have been a good sub linebacker too. But we're going to look in free agency to see if there's any tight end available. I almost traded for one instead of the center. But Josh Oliver will actually work quite well. 26 years old, only 26 years old, 75 overall. We'll also sign Foster Moreau, who people love to tell me I look like maybe in the game I could see it, but I've seen him like actually, and I don't think he looks like me at all. At least from like a size perspective, he's got like 100 pounds on me probably. I don't know that for certain, but he probably doesn't. I don't know. Irrelevant. I'm going to simulate to the mid-season mark, see how this team is performing, hopefully quite well, and then we'll kind of do a status update, maybe hop in for the playoffs. That would be awesome, and call it a video. That'd be a blast. Okay, mid-season mark. Stefan Diggs is an impending free agent, probably a big free agent class for us. Danielle Hunter, Vincent Clemens, Justin Crawford, Dave Agnew, Matt Alston, Kenny Ferguson. So a lot of really important players, including our starting left tackle, stud corner. I mean, just so many good players, and we can't get all of them. Look at our cap room. It's not very much. 16 mil after this massive contract to Diggs. Still need Danielle Hunter probably, and that's not going to be cheap at all. 17 mil a year for him. It's a top cornerback contract. So we're going to have to make some tough decisions again. I want Clemens back. I want Crawford back. I want Agnew back. Here's the thing. Diggs is 29. Hunter's 28. Stefan Diggs is a tough replacement. I want to bring him back. Danielle Hunter is a stud, but we drafted that right outside linebacker that can easily move down to defensive end. He's probably last on the pecking order. But, I mean, this is tough because these are not cheap contracts. Stefan Diggs wants more money. We're screwed. Clemens wants more money. This is not going well. I don't know. We're going to worry about that another time. Because, again, like, we don't have any money. We're 5-3. We're in position to make the playoffs. So we'll just have to see what happens. This is not looking great, though, overall. Okay, so we made the playoffs. 10-6. We had the Lions, who went 9-7. Packers went 1-15. Oh, my goodness. Offense was near top 10. Looks like James Warner was fantastic. And the defense was top 5, at least in terms of yards allowed. Warner was a stud rushing. Dalvin Cook had a very, very good year. Conley was less good. Receiving, Stefan Diggs was awesome. Will Fuller was awesome. Josh Oliver had a great season. Adam Thielen still managed to grab 8 touchdowns, second on the team. And then defensively, Carl Calhoun, defensive player of the year type numbers, 127 tackles, 7 for loss, 5 sacks. No picks, though, which is a little unfortunate. 11.5 sacks for Chris Jones. Matt Austin had 8.5. Edge rushers, not getting a whole ton of pressure. Even our strong safety had 5.5 sacks. Wild, we're getting them from weird positions. Beasley had a great year. That's defensive player of the year type numbers. 95 tackles, 5 for loss, 5.5 sacks, 2 picks. If he had, like, you know, maybe even 2 more interceptions, that's one of the, like, better seasons of a safety you'll ever see. Because you could talk about, like, 7, 8 picks, but he really did everything. Dak Prescott's on the Colts and won MVP. What team are we? The Vikings. NFC Offense Player of the Year, Zeke. James Warner in at number 5. Defense Player of the Year, Jalen Smith. Get Carl Calhoun at 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Trevor Blackwell. No Vikings, but we might have Defensive Rookie of the Year. Anthony Beasley, it does go to him. Xavier Raymond really didn't stuff the stat sheet in any particular way, but their overalls are quite high. Strong safety was up to an 81, and the outside linebacker was up to an 83. I wonder what their developments are. That's going to be fun to find out, as it always is for me. But we'll check out the defense, and Raymond has superstar development. That is awesome. He's up to an 83 overall. His superstar ability is secure tackler, and he had another one too. Is it also boring? Finesse specialist. So he's really just a true pass rusher. He would be our future defensive end after Danielle Hunter probably. And then Anthony Beasley looks a lot better now that his zone coverage is 85. Awareness is quite high. He had a great year, so it's always fun to see when they win awards. But we're in the playoffs. Let's go ahead and jump in, maybe play some of the game. 94 overall, they're 81. I mean, our team is so incredible. With a 94 overall, we won one more game than the 81 overall Detroit Lions. It's rigged. So it's third down. We're going to play the moments a little bit, so if you see me hop in at any moment, that's probably what we're doing. Sending a pretty all-out blitz here, and we're going to be tasked with covering the slot, a superstar receiver, and they go outside real quickly. That is a completed pass and a first down as Keaton is the quarterback now for the Lions. Not exactly great for us so far, but if we can keep him out of the end zone, it will be a success. Let's go ahead and switch this so we have our best pass rusher at linebacker going after the quarterback, but they run up the middle and probably would have been a touchdown if he just stayed straight, but it's going to be a face mask. They get some extra yards anyway. Defense not exactly looking sharp out here in the moment already, but all Madden, sim style, can get kind of tough. And down goes Keaton. That is Raymond, the rookie outside linebacker, flying in. All right, so big stop on third down. We keep him out of the end zone. And I would count that as a success. Drill, we got some studs on offense. And they show a superstar ability for David DeCastro. That's interesting. I don't even know what it is. Dalvin Cook, decent run here as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Oh, that's a hell of a ball. No, it isn't. It looked good. Away from the defense, so you gotta love it. We hit this on the run. Nope. Would have been nice, though. Hey, you got to try it out. Got to have a little bit of fun with the squad. We got Will Fuller out here. We got Stefan Diggs. We got some stud receivers. Lopez. I mean, look at these guys. Green, Lopez, Moreau, Armstrong. What a bunch of beasts. That's open, though. There's George Lopez. That's not his name. Some time has passed. We're in the fourth quarter. I wanted to throw to the back of the end zone, but Will Fuller's like, I'm going to run out of the back and be ineligible. So that'd be great. 2nd and goal. I don't know. This Lions defense is actually kind of all over the field. So it's been tough to get the ball to some of our best players, especially when the quarterback can't hit all the throws, which is pretty common on all Madden simulation, regardless of the quarterback's abilities, which sucks. But it is 3rd and goal. We got the slant. We got the touchdown. Will Fuller. And we're going to take a bigger lead here late in the game until the defense it doesn't give me a moment at all. Whatever, I'm over it. Time to run Dalvin Cook into the ground. And, I mean, he's going to run the Lions into the ground, apparently. Oh, look at Will Fuller. Great block. Look at the speed. Should be using that all the time. That's a pretty good run, and that should ice the game here. 1st down, kills it. We're going to move on. We'll pass the ball in the last play anyway. As long as we don't give up a huge pick 6, we're going to be fine. I want to give Adam Thielen a chance just because he has some great abilities. Not going to come down with it, but we come away with the win, so who cares? John Gruden is in Detroit. Oh my goodness. Vikings, Seahawks in the divisional. Let's just hope we don't shank one wide left. 84 overall. They could be decent. We have got a very, very close game here. Time to play the moments here in the 4th quarter. Red zone alert. We're on the 7, which means one thing. Slants. Warner, we're probably looking for Stephon Diggs, although looks like there's less help on that right side. So maybe Will Fuller. Diggs was probably open. I'm going to get sacked. Great start to the moments here as Clowney flies in. We got Diggs. Or we got Fuller, excuse me. What am I talking about? Will Fuller's wearing number 12 and has dreadlocks, and notably does not look like Stephon Diggs. We got the touchdown. I slanted it across. He got it over so quickly. Time for the defense to clutch up. Hopefully we get a big turnover and ice the game here. Oh, that was it. That was it, man. I jumped that. Give me the pick. That's got to be a pick. There we go. Minkah Fitzpatrick. Shades of Dolphins franchise. You guys don't watch Dolphins franchise on the channel. I wish you would. I really do. Oh, they're going to block the field goal. That's just swell. That's going to be a touchdown. Great. I don't love being alive. That's a lie. That was a great time to go down in the game. I always like to have a blocked field goal return for a touchdown here late in the 4th quarter of a playoff game. But it's a decent run. Accidentally one cut. I feel like probably didn't want to do that. Would add maybe some more yardage. We need a touchdown to win. Let's get it. Minute and a half to do it. Now a minute and 8 seconds. So time really went off pretty quickly there. We have some timeouts though. Let's just not be too wild. I want to throw to circle. What? Dude, I pressed the circle 20 minutes before and he just didn't do it. And then he got sacked. We're going to lose the game. Just going to put Will Fuller on a slant again and hope he kind of just works across the defense. Nah, it was not good. I looked at one guy. I probably missed a ton of open things. People love to timestamp. I don't care. It doesn't change what happened. We have one timeout. We totally lost the game. That sucks. Unless, like, we get lucky here. We got one-on-one. Stephon Diggs. Please get the ball. He drops it. I hate this game. I'm so bad. Like, even if we get the stop here, they're kneeing the ball. A great moment, dude. This sucks ass. Great job. We held them there. Oh, really? Because the game's over. Thanks for that. Thanks for the encouraging words. Great job. You lost. Fantastic. All right, so I think this is probably a pretty good place to stop it. I don't want these videos to be too crazy long, but Stephon Diggs is Superstar X Factor now, and we don't have him on the team, but he got mossed, which is awesome. We have Warner now up to Superstar Development. What did he get? Lofting Deadeye and Anchored Extender. And then defensively, I want the strong safety to get something, and he does. He got upgraded. Superstar Development for Anthony Beasley now. Everyone is getting upgraded crazily. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year, but Danielle Hunter's up to Superstar X Factor. Carl Calhoun is up to Superstar. I don't want to leave this team. It's too much fun. Should I do another season? I don't want to hop in the games, though. But I won't be able to re-sign the players I need to. This is such a tough spot. I kind of want to see how they do. One more season. Who can I re-sign, though? It's got to be Stephon Diggs. Now that Daniil Hunter is Superstar X Factor, I sure would like to re-sign him. Clemens, I mean, we just don't have the money for it. And even if I cut Adam Thielen now, I think it's too little too late. All right, we're gonna cut Adam Thielen. Sorry, rip Minnesota Vikings fans' dreams. David DeCastro retires. So we should have some extra money. We might be able to bring some of these guys back. We just might be able to. So we brought back Vincent Clemens, Daniil Hunter, and Stephon Diggs. Here's the thing. We couldn't bring back Justin Crawford, who has 99 strength, which is pretty interesting. Couldn't bring back Dave Agnew or Matt Austin or Kenny Ferguson. So we're losing 4 starters. Or, well, I guess Agnew is third string corner. But, I mean, they play a lot in the nickel. That's just such a tough thing. We just don't have the money to bring him back, and it's so tough. Because I want these guys to come back, but there's just no way. Who can I really cut to save money? Pat Elflein? Is Pat Elflein less important than the left tackle? Absolutely. But we take a penalty, which sucks. There's really no way around it. Okay, draft time. We have some positions to replace. One more year. That's all. Sean Phillips. Who remembers Sean Phillips? First of all, the fact that you have 2 ends in there bothers me a lot. That's the only thing I can say about that. It bothers me deeply. But we need offensive line, tight end still. We don't have any money. So the only thing I can do really is get draft picks. And, like, sure, it's going to make us go even more negative into the cap, but we can get actual good players. So we might just move around the draft board a lot this season. We need linebacker. Maybe, we probably need D tackle. Cornerback, I guess we can get away with it. Linebacker, D tackle. Harrison Smith, can I cut you and get money? Kinda. We're going to do it. And then tight end in both, or 2 offensive line spots. So we'll figure out what's available. We'll move around in the draft. I have no problem doing that and being aggressive. We just have to find out, you know, who's going to help us out a lot. And Ron Herman looks like a beast, but makes no sense to draft him. Love to see some great tight ends here. Oh, they all suck. That's right. At the end of the first round, I'm going to take the quarterback as trade bait. He looks like he's amazing. So we could maybe move him. He's the 3rd best player in the entire draft. Star or better development. His name is Ron Herman, which is like, that's a name of a hard worker, you'd have to say. And I'm going to trade up a little bit in the second round for a safety that I like quite a bit that I think could transition a linebacker. All right, trading a 3 and 4 this year, first next year for a second from the Bears. Is number 40 overall, so it is a very, very good pick. We're going to spend that on the safety who's supposed to go in the 3rd round. There's no reason to risk him not being there because they always go off the board. So Nick Bishop out of Boston College, probably going to play him at linebacker, 6 foot 210. Good top skills for a linebacker. That's what we're going to take. He's only a 73 overall, but number 8 in the class. This is a weak draft class. Star, better development, but I think he could be a very, very good linebacker. No pass rush moves whatsoever, but we're going to play him at linebacker just because we're so weak in general at that position, and then hopefully take a defensive tackle at number 26 overall, provided he's still available, still on the draft board, and then call this thing a day. He is Rashad Stevens out of Kentucky. Welcome to the team, 71 overall, number 19 in the class. We took him at 58, and he will probably play a decent bit in what will end up being the final season. So, I mean, it's just kind of a bad draft class in general, but we did all right. We got 2 top 8 players, so that's pretty good. And again, I'm going to trade that quarterback for something. Now, I'm not sure what our cap situation is at all because there are penalties all over the place. We have a pretty bad offense now in the wake of Adam Thielen being cut and having no offensive line whatsoever. But Herman's going to go and hopefully land us some player that's going to help out this team quite a bit. We're going to move Bishop to outside linebacker. I hope he's a decent overall. He's a run support style safety, so hopefully he doesn't suck. He probably will, but you know, you win some, you lose some. 72 overall. That's pretty good. That's feasible. That's solid. Good D-line. Good linebacking core. good secondary for the most part. Defense is good. We just have to focus on offense. Need a left tackle, a right guard, and a third receiver probably. We really want to deal with Lopez. I need a tight end too. We're in a tough spot. We're trading Herman straight up for an 82 overall left guard. He's going to play right guard for us. Our cap situation is not great. That's why it really limits what type of moves we can make. Frederick Saxton, I didn't even know we had. Like, I don't really know how to improve the team up to a certain point because we still have such huge holes. Still have Pat Elfline, but we need another offensive lineman. Really, I don't really know what we're gonna do. Trading our backup quarterback Saxton and 2 other players just for cap reasons for Elgin Jenkins, which ensures that we have improved our offensive line as much as it's going to be. Jenkins has a lot of experience playing a bunch of different positions at Mississippi State. I believe, fun fact about him is he started at every single position in 1 year for the Bulldogs prior to being drafted. Where is he? Oh, here we go. So I guess we're going to move him over to left tackle. It's not ideal, but we're going to have to work with it. Just needed somebody to play there. I'm trading a 2, a 3, and a 1 next year for a 1 this year from the Lions in hopes that it's going to be used in a trade to acquire a tight end from the Giants. These are my hopes. I'd like to trade Andrew Lopez, the backup middle linebacker, Kyle Griggs, and that first-round pick for their tight end. Gonna have to back out to make it happen, though. And if it doesn't, it's kind of all that was for nothing, but that wasn't exactly a lot. Just we're doing whatever we can to work around the cap at this point. All right, it worked. So we got Lopez, Griggs, and a first-round pick. We got Jaleel Morton, who's an 81 overall tight end for the Giants, or formerly, I guess now. And it was a backup to Evan Ingram, and they still like want a tremendous amount of value for him, and that's why he is Superstar X Factor. Okay. Well, that is a fun development. That must have been why he was so difficult to trade for, but that is a very interesting addition to our offense, which looks quite good again. And then defensively, we're really, really thin at the position. And I'm really, really thin in real life. I need to put on some pounds and bulk up. Who knows? I got to get on that. I hit the gym or something. It's not relevant, but it is true. And there looks to be some studs in free agency. Jalen Muldrow, who we can't sign. I wonder if we could create the cap space in order to get him, because that'd be a great addition. All right, we have enough money to sign Jalen Muldrow now, which is a great addition. And then we do need a third receiver. And Artemis Randolph is going to be the guy. So welcome to the Vikings, Artemis Randolph, and now we should be set for the final season. We are 3-4 at the midseason mark. That's not very good. The Bears are 6-1. We just got crushed by them. So we might be ending on a very bad note, per usual, but we're used to it. Failure is pretty common around these parts if you're new. We'll simulate to the playoffs and probably cry. But I'm going to end the video first because as much as I want you to know that it's happening, I don't have the guts to show you. We did not make the playoffs. We went 7-9. Always like to see that with a team deep into the 90s. Offense was terrible. Defense was okay. I don't really know what happened. Like, the receiving core really didn't get much worse. The offensive line did, and I guess that's why the team struggled as much as it did. Did they allow a lot of sacks? I mean, not even that many. I guess they just didn't run block well in general. So, very disappointing output as Marshawn Lattimore snagged 7 picks, which was more than the rest of the team combined. But a disappointing output here in the final season. But we built a sick team. I think it's always fun to come back and see how they can progress even further and hop in and play some of the games as well. So even though we didn't exactly win the Super Bowl here or anything, what are you going to do? We built a sick team. It just wasn't to be this time. Managing the cap is always a tough thing to do past like the 4th or 5th season because you draft so many sick players and they progress and you sign so many great players. You just can't re-sign all of them. You can't bring all of them back. But this is a sick team. It was a lot of fun. Always enjoy doing these. And any development upgrades? Bishop has star development. Was hoping that'd be higher, but that is going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.